The Republic of Karelia is a Russian federal subject located in the Northwestern Federal District. The administrative center is Petrozavodsk. The titular nation of Karelia is the Karelians. Karelia is a region shaped as much by forests, lakes, and silence as by the movements of peoples and empires across its long history. Situated in northwestern Russia along the border with Finland, it stretches from the White Sea in the northeast to Lake Ladoga and the Gulf of Finland in the southwest. The land is dominated by the taiga, dense coniferous forests, rocky ridges carved by ancient glaciers, and an astonishing number of lakes, tens of thousands of them, interconnected by rivers and waterways that have served as natural highways for centuries. This landscape gives Karelia an atmosphere that is both austere and peaceful, with long winters, cool summers, and an environment deeply bound to fishing, forestry, and small-scale agriculture. The people of Karelia have cultural and linguistic ties to Finland. Karelians, a Finno-Ugric people closely related to Finns, have lived in these forests since ancient times. Their language belongs to the same family as Finnish and Estonian, and traditional Karelian folklore forms part of the foundation of the Finnish national epic, the Kalevala. Russian settlement began gradually in the medieval period, especially around Ladoga, and Orthodoxy took root early, leaving behind some of Russia's oldest monasteries, including the famous Valam Monastery on Lake Ladoga's archipelago and the Solovetsky Monastery on the White Sea, both integral to the spiritual history of the region. Throughout the Middle Ages, Karelia lay between two worlds, the Novgorod Republic and later Muscovy on one side, and the Swedish realm on the other. The border shifted repeatedly, and Karelians often found themselves caught between rival powers. Western Karelia eventually became part of Sweden, and Eastern Karelia fell firmly under Russian control. As a result, the region developed a mixed heritage with influences from both Orthodox Slavic cultures and the Finno-Ugric traditions of the Baltic Northwest. The 20th century transformed Karelia more dramatically than any earlier period. After Finland gained independence in 1917, Karelia became the frontier between the Soviet Union and the new Finnish state. During the Winter War, 1939 to 1940, and the Continuation War, 1941 to 1944, fighting was fierce in the region, and large portions of Finnish Karelia were ceded to the USSR. Hundreds of thousands of Finns from ceded territories were evacuated to mainland Finland, forever altering the demographic map. Karelia became one of the most militarized and politically sensitive zones in the Soviet Union, and for a time, it was elevated to the status of a Soviet republic, the Karelo-Finnish SSR, before being downgraded to an autonomous republic within the Russian SFSR in 1956. Soviet Karelia experienced rapid industrialization, especially in logging, paper production, and mining. New towns grew, and many Russians moved into the region, eventually making Karelians a minority in their own homeland. Nevertheless, Karelian culture persisted through music, wooden architecture, and traditional crafts. The region's iconic wooden churches, like those on Kiji Island in Lake Onega, represent some of the greatest achievements of northern Russian architecture. Built entirely without nails, these structures, surrounded by water and forest, give the impression of a past that has been carefully preserved against time. Today, Karelia remains one of Russia's most scenic and environmentally significant areas. Tourism plays an increasing role. Visitors come for its lakes, hiking trails, monasteries, and the quiet of the northern wilderness. Economic life still centers on timber, forestry, and mining, though the region has sought to diversify. Population decline is a persistent concern as many young people leave for larger cities in European Russia. Culturally, Karelia maintains a dual identity. Russian cultural influence remains strong in urban areas, while Karelian, Finnish, and Lepsian traditions survive in rural communities. Efforts to revive Karelian language and heritage have grown in recent decades, reflecting a desire to preserve a unique part of the Finno-Ugric world. Karelia stands as a landscape where nature and history intertwine, a place of lakes that mirror the sky, forests that seem endless, and a borderland identity shaped by centuries of contact, conflict, and coexistence. Its quiet beauty and layered past make it one of the most distinctive regions in Northern Europe. Like, comment, and share to support this channel. Subscribe for more hidden corners of the world.